Now that you've seen how I think the Bills are going to do in 2019, it's time for me to give you my playoff and Super Bowl predictions. Welcome to Billievers Talk, and welcome to a prediction special episode of Billievers Talk. My name is Joe. We are going to go over the NFL predictions, who I think is going to be hoisting up that Lombardi Trophy at the end of the 2019-2020 NFL season. Before we do that, however, I'll remind everyone, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, as we are going to keep you up to date on all Buffalo Bills news going into the 2019 NFL season, which includes our partnership with #sports, as we give you live play-by-play reaction to every single regular season Buffalo Bills game, whether it be over on sportscaster.com, link in the description below, or here on YouTube, whether it be on my channel or over on #sports channel. Again, link in the description below. Go over there, subscribe to them, as well as we will give you great Buffalo Bills content. Or my partnership with WearTheStampede.com, a Buffalo Bills fan page. Go over there for all your Buffalo Bills news and all your stats, records, and roster moves. Everything is going to be over at WearTheStampede.com. So go there for your one-stop shop, and then come here, check out Billievers Talk, and like I said, go over to #sports. Check them out as well. But we're here to talk about the predictions for the NFL season. And like I said, guys, leave a comment in the comment section. Who do you think is going to be hoisting that Lombardi Trophy at the end of the season? If you watch my previous episode, I talked about the Buffalo Bills, have them finishing 11-5 on the season. We're going to go over the playoffs, each seed, where that leaves teams, and what I see happening come the Super Bowl, and who I see hoisting that Lombardi Trophy. We'll start with the AFC side of things, where I see teams ending up. I see the LA Chargers as the #1 overall seed. That's right, I have the LA Chargers winning the AFC West, beating out Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, finishing 12-4 and owning that #1 overall seed. The #2 seed goes to a team, unfortunately, we're all familiar with, guys, but I do have the Bills split with them this season. But the 2 seed goes to the New England Patriots, and they get their first round bye again. Seems like every year that's where they're at. The 3 seed is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Baltimore Ravens have a good shot to win the AFC North. Again, I think people are too high on the Cleveland Browns. Pittsburgh lost a little bit too much, but I do see the Baltimore Ravens coming out. Made the playoffs last year, just make that step up. Win that division, and maybe even win a game here or two in the playoffs. And then the 4 seed, I have the Houston Texans. With the announcement of Andrew Luck's retirement, I think the Texans have a leg up now on the rest of the AFC South. The 5 seed is the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, just barely losing out to LA Chargers, have them finishing with the same record, but the Chargers winning a tiebreaker and getting that 1 seed. And then the 6th seed is our Buffalo Bills at 11-5. So that is my 1 through 6 in the AFC. My 1 through 6 in the NFC looks like this. We've got the LA Rams as the 1 seed at 14-2. Have the Saints as the 2 seed at 12-4. I have the Minnesota Vikings as your 3 seed at 11-5. Your Philadelphia Eagles win the NFC East at 11-5 as well. I have your Dallas Cowboys finishing 10-6. And then I have your Green Bay Packers slipping into the playoffs as a wild card team at 10-6 as well. You go to wild card weekend, gonna be a fun time. First, on the AFC side, you have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Houston Texans. Again, Houston get a home game because they win the division, even though I have Kansas City with the better overall record. And then you have Buffalo at Baltimore. Again, if you watch my Buffalo Bills prediction video, you've seen I have Buffalo beating Baltimore late in the year, so we'll have a rematch there. Then the NFC side, I have Dallas at Philadelphia. Should be a good game. Always a good game when these 2 teams get together. Then I have the Green Bay Packers at Minnesota. Some people might be surprised I don't have the Bears in the playoffs here. Guys, the Bears to me are a good team. I think I have them finishing 9-7, just missing out. But I think they had a lot of benefit from that turnover differential last year. Huge turnover differential. That's hard to repeat. And for that reason, I have them just missing out on the playoffs. So you go up to the AFC side, like I said, Kansas City Chiefs at Houston. I just think the Kansas City Chiefs are a better team, right? I have them finishing 12-4. Houston wins a weak AFC South. I think anyone can win the AFC South, but not because all 4 teams are elite. I think we have 4 good teams in the AFC South, none great. I think this Kansas City Chiefs team is really good. I have them beating the Houston Texans and moving on. Buffalo at Baltimore, guys. Remember what happened last year when the Buffalo Bills played last year when the Baltimore Ravens played the Chargers in the playoffs, right? Make them one-dimensional, make them have to throw the ball, and they looked really bad. I think the Buffalo Bills can do the same thing, right? That number one pass defense from last season, that number one hopefully pass defense again this year. I think the Buffalo Bills can do the same thing. Make them one-dimensional, make Lamar Jackson have to try to beat him with his arm, and just not be able to do it. Make a few mistakes, and I have our Buffalo Bills advancing. I have both wildcard teams in the AFC advancing past wildcard weekend. Then you go over to the wildcard on the NFC side. You have the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Eagles winning this game at home, and then you have the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings, and I have the Minnesota Vikings winning this game. I have both home teams winning, both division winning teams winning on the NFC side, both wild card teams winning, including our Buffalo Bills winning on the AFC side. So that brings us to divisional round weekend, and in divisional round weekend we have the 5 seed Kansas City Chiefs going into New England to play the New England Patriots, a rematch from the AFC Championship game last year. And then we have our Buffalo Bills going into LA to play the Chargers. So you have the Bills versus Chargers, you have the Chiefs versus New England. Guys, I really like this Chiefs team. I hate New England, so I am going to pick the Chiefs to upset New England and move on into the AFC Conference Conference Championship to play the winner of Buffalo at the LA Chargers. Guys, I think Philip Rivers' LA Chargers team's really good. There's no Well, the Bills will already be a surprise. The Bills being in the AFC division round will already be a surprise. There's no shame in losing at this point to Philip Rivers, a really good team. I think they get the Melvin Gordon situation squared away by this point. Melvin Gordon does pretty well against the Bills, and he does well in this game as well. Philip Rivers does well, and the LA Chargers beat our Buffalo Bills to make the AFC Championship game Kansas City at LA Chargers. It should be a great one. Division matchup, so it'll be the third matchup. I have them splitting in the regular season. Let you know who I think I have. I'll tell you who I have representing the AFC in the Super Bowl in a second. Go over to the NFC side where you have the Minnesota Vikings at New Orleans, and you also have the Philadelphia Eagles at LA. Guys, I think by this time the New Orleans Saints are just tired, right? 2 years ago, Minnesota Miracle, they need to get a little revenge here against this Vikings team, right? Here it's in New Orleans, just like 2 years ago. What better way to get your revenge? But they're also tired, right? You talk about 2 seasons, Minnesota Miracle, and then you also talk about last season with what happened with the Rams. Man, they've been playing a lot of football. Can they get it done here? Is this the time they get it done? I think it is. They're at home. We all know how hard it is to win in New Orleans. I think they beat Minnesota. Again, the team that 2 years ago with the Minnesota Miracle just beat them. I think they get the revenge here, and they win this game, moving on to the conference championship to play the winner of the Eagles and Rams. Rams at home here, but I just think the Eagles, one of the Super Bowl favorites going into the season, Carson Wentz, they have a really good team this year. I think Arcega-Whiteside is going to be a stud for them, so it's going to help out in the passing game. That defense looks pretty solid as well. Give me the Eagles on the road to beat the LA Rams. So that means in the conference championship, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at LA Chargers. First time we don't see the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship in, 8 years? And then in the NFC, we have the New Orleans Saints at home as they play the Philadelphia Eagles. So in the AFC side, again, KC at LA. Again, as I said in the beginning, man, Philip Rivers, the one thing he needs is that Super Bowl ring, right? Hasn't been able to get over the hump, and I think he does it here. I think the LA Chargers beat the Kansas City Chiefs in what should be an offensive shootout. And they will actually host, as the AFC hosts the Super Bowl this year, as they are the AFC representative for the Super Bowl and the LA Chargers. And again, should be a great AFC Championship game. Go over to the NFC side, and I have the New Orleans Saints at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, the Eagles, one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl, but I just think New Orleans is too tough of a place to play and win. Drew Brees, he says this year's the year, we're getting it done. Coming towards the end of his career, Sean Payton, great head coach. I think they go and host and are the team to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. So I have the New Orleans Saints versus the LA Chargers in the Super Bowl. Should be a fun one. Should be an offensive showcase, which is good considering what we saw last year in the Super Bowl in a 13-3 Patriots win. I think this would be a fun Super Bowl to watch. Again, New Orleans, LA Chargers, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees. We know that they were, back then. Remember, Drew Brees used to be a part of the, Chargers, right? It was traded anyhow to the Saints when he broke his arm for Phillip Rivers. They decided to go with Rivers. That was a little while ago, but I'm sure during the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl it would come up. But I do like this matchup. I think it'll be a fun one again to watch, the Super Bowl. New Orleans at LA. Again, LA would host it, even though we know it's a neutral site. But it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a tough one to call. New Orleans would want to win after the last 2 years just missing out. Phillip Rivers, not sure if he'll get back after this year. So you'll see two guys going after it. Drew Brees has his. Let's give Phillip Rivers his. Phillip Rivers wins the Super Bowl for the first time in his career. Pretty much does one thing he hasn't done yet. I have the LA Chargers beating the New Orleans Saints in the Super Bowl. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think my Super Bowl prediction is nuts? What do you think? Who do you have making it to the Super Bowl? Who do you have winning the Super Bowl? And what predictions of all the teams do you think is the most outrageous? Again, let me know in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button, guys. 2019's here. Prediction video is over. That means the real stuff is just around the corner. Week 1 starts next Thursday. I will be live giving you halftime of the Thursday night football game between the Bears and the Packers to let you know what I think of the game coming up between the Buffalo Bills and the New Jersey Jets. So you want to be there for that. Again, hit that notification bell because we constantly post videos and we'll continue to do so throughout the 2019 NFL season, and we will be live throughout the 2019 NFL season as well. So again, like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep up to date. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.